Hi there, coming to you today from the Pacific Northwest as we are moving from fall to winter. This is Margaret Byrd. Welcome to Color Quest. We are going to be looking today at a holiday treat this time of year that comes out of foraging in the fall, and that is walnuts, and specifically black walnuts. Now, I don't have black walnuts near me, but I reached out to a friend of mine in California, and she lovingly foraged black walnut hulls that she found near her home and shipped them to me so that I could test out the black walnut as a wonderful dye for dark, rich browns, as well as something that can be used as a tannin mordant. And as we saw in our last video that looked at a mordant, tannin is another way to create a bond between the fiber or textile that you're going to dye and the dye matter itself. Now, black walnut is a delicacy in cooking, and it's known for its incredibly hard shell, but it has an outer hull when it falls from the tree, and that hull is green. You can also use it as a dye matter when it's green, although it's harder to extract from the nut itself. But we used a hull that had been sitting on the ground, and it actually had started a decomposition process. That made it super easy to remove the nut from the hull and to use the hulls as the dye. So as you'll see today on Color Quest, we'll look at the beautiful range of browns that we were able to extract from this wonderful dye source. Be sure to stick through the whole video because you'll see that beyond the hull, I'm also going to try a sun tea or cold extraction process as well with the nuts. When I hulled them, there was so much beautiful black color on the nut shells themselves. And so I am going to look at both a hot dye on the stove as well as a cold sun tea, which is a process of sitting in water for a length of time, letting the light of day do its magic in creating the dye. I'm also going to be playing around with iron again because I know that with these dark browns, I can also get black. So enjoy today's video and let's get cracking. So that was very exciting to be able to see such dark color with the dye matter. Often with natural dyes, depending upon what you use, it can be harder to achieve deeper, darker tones. And starting off with such a tannin-rich material like black walnut, we already got some beautiful rich tans and some very dark browns just by using an almond mordant or a soy milk mordant. But by adding the iron water shift that we did at the end, we also achieved a very close to, if not black color. That's very exciting for me in my artwork. I'd like to have a variation of values, so light as well as dark, and so I know now that I can use black walnut to create those very dark tones. The other thing is the ability to use both the hull matter and the nuts themselves to create dye, but to also save that dye matter and to create multiple dye pots. That's also a wonderful way to be able to reuse material, but also as you use your dye material over the course of several dye pots, you will get variations of colors as well. I'm going to freeze the nuts themselves and the hulls that I've already used, and I will use them time and time again. So I touched briefly on the tannin content in the black walnut as a potential source for a tannin mordant. Next time on Color Quest, we will be looking at another source of tannin, and one that is used in many parts of the world as a mordant, and that is pomegranate. You might be thinking that the dye from pomegranate is going to come from the seeds, but I'm going to be looking at the pomegranate specifically for the skin itself. And the skin is a fantastic way to use a tannin mordant to be able to create stronger bonds. I'd like to thank you for being here on Color Quest, and remember to hit subscribe if you'd like to be notified every Friday of new video content that's being released all about the wonderful world of natural color. No. Okay. Anything else?